Pacquiao has been prepared for what to expect from the crowd and blows kisses as they move.
He has this impish smile on his face whenever we talk to him personally. Back in the Philippines, he is a star of astounding proportions, up there with an Ali, a Chavez. In their countries, politicians compete to be photographed with him. He has been in movies. He's a pool shark. He needs 6 bodyguards around him and his family. He's an extraordinary character. If he came from Manila, Jim, I'd call him the thriller from Manila.
Instead, he comes from the island of Mindanao, where there is extreme political strife, and the dark side of Pacquiao's superstardom in the Philippines is, as Larry said, he needs 6 bodyguards. There have been threats against his wife and 2 daughters. There have been kidnapped blacks and publicized threats against him, and that is one reason Pacquiao is considering, we are told, eventually moving out of the Philippines. Meanwhile, Antonio Barrera faces no such problem in Mexico, where he, like Pacquiao, is an adored national hero.
He is not only an amazing fighter, but he has to be counted now as a medical marvel.
Marco Antonio Barrera's big career stumble came 6 years ago, prior to the surgery, when he twice lost against his nemesis, Junior Jones, a long-armed 1-2 puncher who caught him with jabs and right hand. Since then, he's been more or less impeccable in the ring. The only official loss, February 19, 2000, in that fabulous first fight against Derek Morales. A lot of ringside observers felt that Barrera should have gotten the decision in that one. Some of those same ringside observers felt that Morales should have gotten the decision in the second Barrera-Morales fight, which was won by Marco, and you can expect that somewhere down the road, there may be a third. And now both fighters are in the ring, so let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Miller Lite, along with HBO Sports, are proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the Featherweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with Murad Muhammad's M&M Sport and sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Chairman Leo Vasquez, Executive Director William Kuntz. The scoring at ringside will be done by 3 judges using the 10-point system. The judges are Rick Crocker, Ray Hawkins, and Gail Van Oy. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Lawrence Cole. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from San Antonio, Texas, deep in the heart of Texas, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trimmed with black, his official weight, 125 pounds. In his professional career, he has demonstrated amazing power while compiling an outstanding record of 37 victories, including 28 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 1 bout even, while capturing a world title, which is not on the line tonight. From General Santos City, Philippines, the challenger, the IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with black letters, and officially weighing 126 pounds. His professional record is an excellent one, consisting of 57 victories, including 40 knockouts, with only 3 defeats, and he is recognized by his peers, the fans, and pundits alike, as one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros de Ciudad de Mexico, el campeón de la gente, the reigning, defending, universally recognized, featherweight champion of the world, the baby-faced assassin, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Manny, Marcus Antonio. Where?
Company with Larry Merchant and Emmanuel Stewart.
You want to have a good, clean fight when they lay down? They Reynolds Suerte. Good luck. Touch him up.
Barrera says that he sees in Pacquiao his own younger, hungry warrior self. Can he hold off Pacquiao with his skill, or is he going to be forced into a toe-to-toe battle?
And you see the graphic that presages first round action. 9 first round knockouts for Pacquiao, 6 for Barrera. Incidentally, 10,127 in the Alamo Dome for this fight. That's 3 fewer than the 10,130 who saw the promoter Oscar De La Hoya knock out David Kamau June of 1997. Pacquiao reaching with the left hand. Barrera reaches out and goes to the body with both hands.
Then I'd like to point out that
Lawrence Cole's going to call that a knockdown as he motions Barrera to a neutral corner and applies the count. And already Barrera has knocked Pacquiao down, and Pacquiao saying, why? Why'd you call that a knockdown?
I'm not sure that Cole saw that punch land, and I'm not sure that a punch did land.
We'll have to take a look at a replay to see exactly what happened. I didn't see a heavy punch land. It looked as much like a slip as anything else.
surprisingly, Barrera is much more aggressive than I expected. Normally when he fights southpaws, he's more of a conservative, laid-back counterpuncher.
Hard left hand to the body by Pacquiao. Barrera seems to have come in here with the idea of fighting fire with fire, Manny.
Yes, he's changing. He's making Pacquiao back, something that Pacquiao was not prepared for.
Barrera takes a couple of hard punches right up the middle as Pacquiao lands a 1-2. Marco seems to want to counter the body when Pacquiao goes upstairs. So Pacquiao comes downstairs and goes to the body to set up the left hand upstairs through the guard.
Three of Barrera's last 5 fights have been with southpaws, which means he should be very comfortable in this fight fighting a southpaw.
Well, he's a great technician with brilliant footwork, but already you see that Pacquiao has a reach advantage. Barrera can't seem to counter back accurately when Pacquiao lands over the top. Now Barrera goes with the body, the left hooks. Pacquiao coming upstairs with a left uppercut. Great action in the first round as Pacquiao tries to establish a statement after the knockdown ruling by Lawrence Cole. Hard right hand to the body by Pacquiao. Barrera with a little left hand counter upstairs. Barrera short with a jab. Pacquiao lands his jab. Reach advantage for the Filipino fighter. Barrera seeming to try to step forward and dial the jab in. Staring at Pacquiao's chest. Left hand counter by Barrera. Now he lands the jab. He's closed the distance between the two of them, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm looking for Pacquiao is trying to find a way to get his straight left hand through the center, but he cannot seem to find the target with Barrera.
When we go to the corners, in Pacquiao's corner, where they might speak Tagalog, our interpreter is Ernie Kalua. In Barrera's corner, where they will speak Spanish, our interpreter is Ray Torres. Good left hand to the body and a left upstairs by Marco Antonio Barrera to punctuate round number 1. A round he has won on the scorecards because of the knockdown ruling by Lawrence Cole. Now we'll look for the replay.
Just a second.
You gotta take that, Jorge. Take that.
No, we're not doing regular speed right now. We're going slow motion the whole night.
When he comes in and he's gonna go underneath,
It's late.
you gotta hit him on the top. You turn him on top.
Manny, let's go with the jab, double jab, okay? Yeah. All right, don't let him
We'll work on
hit you.
technique,
Let's back him up
you
with
know.
a double jab, you hear me?
And maybe I'll think of some combos and stuff that I can do.
Okay? All right? let's see what happened on that knockdown. Or was it a knockdown?
A straight left landed by Pacquiao. When he landed, he twisted his body at an angle where he lost his balance.
It was not a punch.
Definitely not a punch.
Shouldn't have been called a knockdown.
I scored that round 10-9 for Barrera because he got credit for a knockdown, not the 10-8 that a knockdown usually is.
Yeah, Harold Letterman goes with the 10-8 because it was officially ruled a knockdown. I'm sure that's the point Harold would make. Copy box numbers in round 1. Barrera 21 out of 59. Pacquiao 15 out of 56. Pacquiao didn't come here expecting to win a decision. Trainer Freddie Roach says, we've got to go in and force Barrera into a rule.
Barrera is successfully keeping Pacquiao on the end of that hard jab so far. He's not letting Pacquiao get inside where he can let loose his perhaps faster fists.
Barrera is right now using the jab very effectively, trying to get his range, and I think he's going to shoot the jab at a slow speed and then counter with a fast right hand whenever Pacquiao gets past the jab. But he's using the jab now pretty much to keep him preoccupied.
Barrera has also begun to block more of Pacquiao's punches upstairs with his gloves. So Barrera making a key tactical move midway through the first round when he stepped forward one step to get into range to land his jab, and since that time he's been tactically in control.
Tactically in control with the jab, but Pacquiao's trying to take control. Is this going to be a good fight? Because neither guy's going to accept the other guy controlling the fight.
Pacquiao has been getting his left hand in just right there. He's had 4 or 5 of them, 6 in the last 30 seconds.
Pacquiao strafing Barrera now with 1-2 combinations upstairs, landing his jab and landing 3 left hands behind the jab in that sequence.
And Pacquiao seems to be getting his rhythm going now. Barrera's taking his time, dangerous time, but he's got to get back to using that left jab a lot more. Because if he doesn't, Pacquiao's going to get that rhythm back again and eventually start putting something that's going to get through the gloves eventually.
Even in the middle of all-out wars, Antonio Barrera is an amazingly patient fighter. And they call him, of course, the baby-faced assassin. It'd probably be better to call him the poker-faced assassin. He never shows emotion in the ring. Big combination by Barrera as he catches Pacquiao coming in. Manny comes back with body shots of his own. Hard body shots from Pacquiao.
And at this stage, the clear punches for the most part of this round are still being landed by Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao has come out with a determined rally in round 2. Trying to get up on the scorecards after that strange knockdown ruling in round number 1.
Let's fucking go. Good shit, thanks, man. Bring some speed, I'll try.
Jab, yeah, in reverse with this guy, you hear me? Do not wait on him, all right? You get too much speed for this man, all right? All right, boy, deep breath now.
In the second round, by CompuBox count, Manny Pacquiao threw 100 punches and landed 31 out of 63 power shots.
100 punches.
So he used a lot of energy in that round, Emmanuel.
And I thought that Barrera was having real trouble dealing with that straight left hand.
And with Pacquiao's hand speed.
Well, I think the speed and the rhythm that Pacquiao is using now is beginning to bother Barrera a little bit.
Barrera with a loose swelling around the left eye. Product of Pacquiao's long right jab. On the button by Pacquiao. Down goes Barrera. He's been knocked down 3 times in his career.
Damn, man.
There was
But damn.
That's early in a fight.
that left hand again. He doesn't see it coming, or he just can't cope with his speed.
Well, Pacquiao's got a little rhythm. He doesn't just come straight. He goes a little kind of semi-Mike Tyson, in and out, side to side. And then he shoots to the right hand straight through the center.
There are probably some in this arena who didn't really know who Manny Pacquiao was, or what his chances might be against Antonio Barrera. Now they know, as Pacquiao tries to go ahead and finish Barrera right here in the third round. And he's getting reckless, and Barrera takes advantage. What a fight!
Is Barrera prepared to fight this kind of fight at this stage of his career?
He hadn't had one since February 2000. Not like this. Pacquiao is strafing Barrera with left hand. Marco's hanging in now. He's tasted the power, but Manny's having another big round.
You have a great round. I don't know if Barrera's going to survive it, but if he does, can survive this round, and Pacquiao runs out of gas a few rounds later, Pacquiao's going to be in trouble. But at this stage right here, everything is great for Pacquiao at this stage right now.
Pacquiao coming right through the right hand counter. Landed another big left hand. A wobbly Barrera trying to fend him off. That's the most desperate look I've ever seen on Marco Antonio's face.
And Barrera's always been the most vulnerable when he shoots his jab, because he jabs and he pushes it out and leaves a gap straight through the center to get hit with a straight left.
If there's a weakness in Manny Pacquiao's arsenal, it's a tendency to become over-aggressive when he has his man on the defensive. Most of his losses early in his career, knockout losses against lesser fighters who caught him when he was going after them.
He's starting to slow down right now. Barrera is still looking so slow and lethargic. He's not able to even take advantage of the reduction in speed that Pacquiao is showing.
If it weren't for Cole's knockdown ruling in the first round, Barrera may have been down 3 rounds to none at this point, and with a knockdown Pacquiao.
This. Christian. You're pressing your what?
Okay, you don't have to.
I mean, I got 100
you
people
don't have to
watching, so why
fight
not?
with him. Box him.
Why would I not stream it?
They threw in his load. He shot his load, so it's your turn now.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Okay, he's empty now. He shot his load.
Straight left through the center. Perfect punch is what Pacquiao's been trying to do all night long. He finally landed it.
Right on the jaw. You're watching, just as Barrera said, he can see himself in Pacquiao, a young, hungry, ambitious little warrior.
A super fighter. Pacquiao, who had thrown 100 punches in the second round, threw 85 in the third round, landing 34, including 29 power shots. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 to 1, 20 at the 27. Manny Pacquiao. On Larry's call of the non-knockdown in the first round, if the referee rules it a knockdown, you got to go 10-8, unless the opponent who got knocked down comes back with a strong rally, at which point it will become 10-9.
I know that's the rule, Harold, but I also think we ought to use common sense, and that if we have the advantage of seeing the replay, we ought to apply some common sense.
Yeah, but Harold's trying to do it the way the official judges would do it, Larry.
Right.
Which means without the benefit of television replay.
Well, that's where Harold and I sometimes agree to disagree.
Yes, but that means that you're not scoring like an official judge.
Pacquiao seemed to have getting this rhythm back together again. And Barrera seems to just still look a little too slow. Even when he's punching, he doesn't seem to have the speed that he once had.
Well, compared to Pacquiao, he doesn't.
Yeah, the very first round when he came back, Barrera seemingly had speed, but after getting hit with that straight left, seemingly not only has he slowed down a little bit, it seemed like he's maybe a little too cautious even at this stage.
Barrera's going to have to find a way to use Pacquiao's superior speed and aggression against him. Barrera's going to have to counter to victory tonight if he's going to be able to win.
At this stage, Barrera still looks like he's very vulnerable for that straight left of his punch.
And more protective than we've ever seen him. as he's now definitely trying to stay away and not always able to do it. Now Barrera counters back and momentarily stuns Pacquiao with a 1-2. Pacquiao comes back, misses with the right, barely glances with the left. Hard left hand lands for Pacquiao.
Barrera seems to have almost conceded to Pacquiao that he can't stand and go toe-to-toe because of Pacquiao's fast hands. And now he's just trying to beat him with his boxing ability.
He's going to have to find angles.
I agree with you. It seems like he's conceded. And Pacquiao's got that little rhythm that's still his boxing. And he punches off of that rhythm.
Good uppercut by Barrera. They touch gloves. Freddie Roach, Pacquiao's trainer, said, don't start touching gloves with Marco Antonio Barrera. Don't go in there and treat him like the nice guy and the gentleman that he is. Roach wants Pacquiao to disrespect Barrera, and so far he's done it.
He's doing a great job of it, too. And every time that Barrera jabs, he draws his right hand to his right side of his head, which means he's very vulnerable to straight left.
Barrera getting 3 chances to counter with the left hook, but taking a lot of leather to do it. Barrera's left eye is now starting to swell badly. Manny Pacquiao smiling as he continues to strike Barrera from range.
Come on, give me that thing. That thing. A small one here. Put it in there.
Well, it's too late to use my full power, bro. It's 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m.
Just one more. Surprise him.
Just relax. All right, Manny. Here.
Stand back and use the length of your arms.
Come on, I need you to
Echo for
concentrate.
November. Easy to talk shit. Yeah, exactly, bro.
Wait for him on the outside. Don't struggle with him. Just wait for him. The right hand. The right hand. That's over his left. With the
Normally I stream earlier, you know. So if I'm streaming earlier, I can hit the back hard.
Barrera's corner, and that left
You just
eye
can't
is
hit it
starting to
hard.
puff up.
You know, I don't think they was prepared for this type of a fight to begin with.
No.
And Pacquiao seems like he's got his confidence and he's meeting Barrera with fury face to face. Whenever Barrera tries to challenge him back, he's not giving in. And Barrera just cannot figure his movements out.
CompuBox numbers in the 4th round again favored Pacquiao, particularly the 18-7 edge in power connects.
See a pretty
Been a
good
power
workout,
punching
you know,
festival for Manny
moving around.
Pacquiao in the first 4 rounds. Weaker than Barrera, longer than Barrera, more aggressive than Barrera, landing harder than Barrera. Marco hoping that Pacquiao will run out of gas a little bit as he moves and buys time. Barrera's training for the fight was temporarily interrupted when the little town of Big Bear in the mountains of California was surrounded by fire and he had to vacate the training camp. Came here to San Antonio 2 weeks earlier than he might have expected. Pacquiao trains right in Hollywood, right amid all the movie stars, and fine and symphonic. A right hand by Pacquiao. Barrera just trying to stay alive. Left hand lands for Pacquiao in that combination. No need for Manny to get reckless now. He's winning every round.
It looks like, I don't know, Barrera may have a bad cut on his left cheek.
It's either a cut or a mark of some sort. It is not dripping blood.
It's probably a mark or something. But
Another hard left hand for Pacquiao to send it right to target.
Pacquiao shooting nothing but straight shots directly through that gap in the center of the round. Not shooting so much hooks, mainly just through the center.
Even though Marco Antonio Barrera is only 29 years old, he's been a fighting professional for 50 years, or 15 years, I should say. And there are moments here when Pacquiao has made him look older than his years.
Yes, he has. It looks like he's been fighting maybe about 20 years and started professional when he was 30.
But Barrera knew that Pacquiao would be bouncy, with energy, live, vibrant in there. Barrera knew exactly what Pacquiao wanted to do. He hadn't been able to do enough about it so far. Marco backing Pacquiao up with a counter right. Pace slows in round 5. That helps Barrera.
It's hard to overstate how big a victory would be for Pacquiao in the Philippines. This fight there is perceived as Ali Frazier won. It would a victory would validate Pacquiao as their greatest sports hero of modern times.
Well, not to mention, boxing fans love punchers. Pacquiao's fighting the kind of fight that millions of fans could fall in love with.
He's fighting with a lot of spirit, too. A lot of spirit.
Keep your guard up. There's nothing wrong. You have nothing. You're okay.
Manny? Manny, right here. Let's do this. I want you a little bit busy. Okay? All right? And here. The jab, double hand, left hand behind it, okay? Body in here. And don't reach for it.
Beautiful right cross. It came right back after shooting his left.
Pace slowed in round 5 to something more like Barrera wants, but still, Pacquiao landed 16 out of 42 power shots. Barrera only got 14 of them off. So it appears to be another round that Pacquiao is likely to have won. Barrera hasn't really found any answers since round 1. I'm thinking of something Larry Merchant told me a long time ago, man. Younger, stronger, faster, hungrier usually wins.
Yeah, pretty much what Barrera told you also yesterday to get a few help. He said that Pacquiao remains in a lot of himself. It's really hard to beat a good fighter who has a lot of spirit, a lot of determination.
But let's remember that this is, in a real sense, Barrera's hometown. This is where Julio Cesar Chavez
Got it wrong with Pernell Whitaker, right?
lost 9 or 10 rounds and got a draw out of it.
One of the worst decisions of the last 10 years.
I don't like a lot of those fighters, which are the victims, so to say, of bad decisions. I don't think the Pacquiao's going to take off at the last few rounds and he's up at all. I think he's going to fight the same pace and not take a break to the end of the fight.
These are Texas judges here tonight, too. Those are governing body judges who gave Chavez's draw with Whitaker. Pacquiao going to the body effectively. Starting to dominate every area of the fight. Now Barrera gets a hard right hand back. Thinks he's hurt Pacquiao. Chases him down a little bit. Then he raises his arms to say, yeah, come on, trade with me. You know I want you to trade with me. Hard left to the body by Pacquiao.
You know, that rally suggests it's a little early to count out a great pro like Barrera. Still got half a fight to go after this.
Barrera's the kind of fighter who can win a fight when he's outgunned, but when he's this much outgunned,
And this kid is fighting with so much speed and so much determination. I don't think he's going to collapse way down the stretch. And Barrera just doesn't seem to have the speed tonight.
crowd comes alive as Barrera, for the moment, gives as good as he takes. Another right hand over the top. This is a round that the judges could give to Barrera if they're looking for one to give to Marco. But Pacquiao's body punches set up another knockdown, and Lawrence Cole says it's not a knockdown. Their feet must have been tangled up. I'll tell you what, that was a hard left hand, and there's another one like
That looked like more of a knockdown, certainly, than the one in the first
no
round.
question about it.
Breathe in. Take a deep breath. Let him take a breath before you move.
All right. All right, Manny. Very nice.
That's it. I'll put it in.
Okay.
Mira, ahorita en el banco. There's no need to get overexcited. We came to win. Throw the left hook to the body, to the liver. That's your best punch. 3 punches. Combination.
Let's
Right
see.
there, you see he's throwing the combinations after dropping underneath, and Barrera was off balance. But you could call it a knockdown because any blow that lands above the waist that causes a person to go down legally is a knockdown.
Hey, knockdown.
It was more of a knockdown than the first one.
Way more. Power punches in round 6. Pacquiao landed 32 out of 67. That's his high number for the fight. Harold Letterman, have you found any round since the first to get to Barrera?
No, Jim. 5 rounds to 1. 58, 54, Manny Pacquiao. Jim, on a knockdown, Marco Antonio Barrera hit the wet spot. You know where it's painted over there. It's like feeling came out from under him. I got to agree with Lawrence Cole. It was a slip. Other than that, Pacquiao, too aggressive, landing the harder shots.
Question. If he hit the wet spot and that's why it went down, why didn't they stop the fight and wipe the wet spot?
Well, before the fight, they tried, without question, to wipe that wet spot. They were using paper towels, then they used the towel. It gets wet from sweat, there's no question.
Round 6 begins the way all the other rounds have begun, with Pacquiao firing combinations and landing them. And he backs Barrera into the ropes and hammers him again. And now there's a big cut on Barrera's left eye, and he's claiming that he was butted. And Pacquiao's grin is getting bigger.
There is blood dripping.
That's all headbutt. That's, come here, no.
And you hear Lawrence Cole saying accidental headbutt, and it is a big cut. Barrera's been cut many times before. That's a bad one, although it's small. And frankly, you know, if he chooses to stop, they go to the scorecards and he loses. So he's got no real competitive choice other than to keep going under any circumstance.
It's not really his choice. If he chooses not to fight, then the fight's over. And
Every indication is that he doesn't want to fight anymore. Even though I feel that the cut, even though it's bad, it probably could be stopped. But I don't think he wants to fight anymore.
he should be
Man, he's getting beat up bad, Barrera. He doesn't even want to fight no more.
Barrera seemed to be asking for a DQ against Pacquiao, but Cole had already ruled
He's asking for a
accidental block.
DQ, what?
Marco's in a lot of pain, as he showed you. His corner was asking for the left hook to the body. I don't know if it'd make that much difference now, Manny.
No, I think this stage, I think the momentum is definitely with Pacquiao. And I don't think it's going to change neither.
Barrera wincing, the blood dripping into the corner of his eye.
And Pacquiao's still determined not to let him take control of this fight. Even when he throws back, he's determined to come right back.
Barrera desperately trying to land a punch that could stave off this little avalanche coming at him.
Perfect word. It's been an avalanche. The irresistible force of Manny Pacquiao.
Now the right jab is coming.
Stop Pacquiao. Barrera backs him into the ropes. Again, Pacquiao raises his arms and says, trade with me, come on. But that exchange belonged to Barrera.
The exchange definitely belongs to Barrera. But the spirit and the momentum of the fight is definitely Pacquiao.
Now Barrera butts Pacquiao intentionally, and you saw it. He went right at him with his head. Referee Lawrence Cole properly warning Barrera about that. At night.
Will Barrera ask his corner to stop the fight?
That's interesting. The blood.
Yo, fighting a catch weight, about to fight who, me? I'll never make the catch weight, what the fuck?
There's nothing, okay. You're
Take a
right,
break.
there's nothing.
I don't even like
Don't let him,
I never had one.
don't permit him to start the fight. You gotta
Never had a neck raise in my whole life.
Lift it up. You gotta pick up the speed. Pick up the speed. Don't throw him underneath. Manny. Throw in the top.
Right here, you see Pacquiao shooting in, shooting
Sorry,
straight
man.
left.
You're
and
building myself
while
a
he's
loud
finishing up
buddy.
there,
I know that's
his
pretty
head
cool.
excellently bangs in. I mean, it is something that
I
was
mean, I got
definitely
a
an
pretty
accident.
decent build. You know, it's
But
not
I
all
think
bad. That's
the
people,
fact
that's
that
people tend to
Barrera is
say, you know,
uncomfortable with the
online
way
and
the fight
shit.
is going, he wanted to use as an excuse possible to have the fight terminated.
And there was Barrera's butt attempt against Pacquiao. When I said the cut was bad, I was referring to the location. But as Manny pointed out, amazingly, it seemed to stop bleeding on its own during the course of that 7th round. Now we go to the 8th. Time running out on Marco Antonio Barrera, who hasn't won enough rounds to really be in the fight and hasn't shown enough power versus Pacquiao to turn this thing around. It's going to be a slugfest from here on in. Barrera understands he can't box for many anymore. He's just going to try to box him. He's going to trade.
These guys no choice, but he's a hand on punch. And what's interesting, there's another bad hit, but Pacquiao came back so fast that the referee didn't get a chance to really see it.
Marco Antonio Barrera taking by far the worst physical beating of his career.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of bad butts shoulder at the same time, but also the right jab following the left hand is becoming a very effective punch in the fight now for Pacquiao.
There may be a second nick over Barrera's eye.
Yeah, because he got better again very badly. The angle that they collide seemed to
Bro,
always
he
favor
looks so beat up,
Pacquiao
man.
landing his head
I almost
in the
feel
right
bad for
position
him.
where Barrera gets the cut.
Pacquiao throwing many more punches as he hammers away at Barrera. Again, Marco has to hope that he'll catch Pacquiao coming in with something big. And he'll try. That right uppercut beginning to be a weapon for Barrera as Pacquiao charges forward.
Cow, more like a bull.
Pacquiao could be emerging in this fight as the second exciting fighter to come on the scene this year following Mayorga. Perhaps with more skill and not quite as much power in his weight class.
But it brings a lot of spirit to much like Mayorga. And that's really
Get into the ring with the bull, homie.
To give a fighter
Let's see.
a lot of determination.
Pacquiao also trying to define himself as the greatest fighter ever from the Philippines, outdistancing Jerry Penalosa, Luisito Espinosa,
And we all live stream it, you know, put it out there for everyone to see.
Hard left hand by Barrera. Backs Pacquiao up. Hard right hand by Barrera. Uppercut landed. Managed to really hurt Pacquiao.
Yeah, he's trying to come home, but it's going to be very difficult.
Promoter Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, look at Oscar, bro. He looks nervous.
Barrera's promoter.
That's just funny.
So the look of concern has to do with the jeopardy in which Barrera finds himself.
Well, he's finding out what being a promoter is like. The fighter
Oscar
he
looks
signed
nervous. His fight
as
is
his
losing.
first
He's
fight
getting his
with,
ass beat.
is in serious jeopardy. That's part of the game that he hasn't had to deal with as a young promoter.
The small victory for Oscar tonight
Manny Pacquiao keeps coming at
is
you.
that his
You know,
fight
he
against
doesn't really,
David Kamau drew 3 more
doesn't let
fans
other fighters
and ticket
another
buyers
game
than
plan.
did tonight's fight.
You can see once again the right.
He was very explosive and he was fast, you know.
Effective punch as well
He
as the
was very
headbutt.
fast.
So Pacquiao's beating Barrera both with punches and
Like the
with
other
his
fighter in his mind, he thinks like he's gonna do this, that, you know, but it didn't really work against Manny Pacquiao
Hard driver Manny Pacquiao
because he wouldn't let you
comes
do it.
forward at every moment. They touch gloves to begin the night.
Manny Pacquiao was like a mini Mike Tyson.
Pacquiao giving Barrera a momentary breathing space, and Marco takes advantage to drive him into the ropes and try to mount some aggression.
Except he didn't have as much power,
Barrera landed
but
sharply
he
to
was
the
like
bite.
the same explosive and stuff. Lots of
Pacquiao
punches.
lands a left hand. Barrera counters back with a left and a right. Big punches from Pacquiao.
Barrera's going to have to try to let it all lay out because right now he cannot time the rhythm and the movement of Pacquiao.
See, look at that, bro.
And Pacquiao is smart.
It's like
He's
a
not really
5-6
throwing hard
combo.
punches now. He's throwing volumes of punches.
6-1
Just enough
combo.
to keep him busy and to try to do more damage to that cut.
Doesn't it appear, though, that the likely effect of Barrera opening up is that he's going to risk getting knocked out by Pacquiao?
Yeah, but I don't think he has a choice. I mean, this is a text where you're like, I can safely coach to lose on a decision. I can gamble and let it all go out for a knockout. In my case, I would try to go out for a knockout because he can't handle the speed of the movement of this guy. So in that case, you just have to go for your power.
Pacquiao shows tremendous stamina. Doesn't seem to want to slow down at all. And now Dicky Cole is going to warn Manny Pacquiao.
Where's the corner? Time! -1, -1, -1, -1. All right?
-1 against Barrera.
I think Barrera hit him maybe on the break. He's just out of his frustration.
Well, I think it was
Didn't he try to butt
a quick little headbutt, and it was out of his frustration.
Du bist einen Monster. Thank you, Frosty.
The -1 means nothing to Barrera now. -40 wouldn't
Better
hurt.
stay with this for self-defense. Yeah. Well, I'm not really doing it for self-defense, just for the sport of boxing. But it's good that you continue, working out, you know?
Right jab over the shoulder.
Yeah, he was unstoppable, yeah. He really was, man. People thought he was going to lose this fight, you know? Barrera was so confident, going in there. He thought he was going to whip his ass, but he didn't.
Does Barrera have
Manny Pacquiao.
the magic?
I remember people in school, I was in junior high, they were like, damn, man, Manny Pacquiao, he kicked his ass. They
9
were like
rounds
saying
of a
that,
beating.
I don't believe so, because he's never in the past been known as a devastating one-punch
Yeah, I was in junior high,
knockout.
it was like-
Systematically dismounted his guys. It's never just a one-punch fight.
Right, and without beautiful encouragement, left hand to the body weakens opponents. He hasn't landed that left hand to the body enough to weaken any of Manny Pacquiao's assault.
When he does punch, he's not punching seniors with the confidence that he has shown in the past.
Big left hand again by Pacquiao. Barrera having trouble seeing out of his left eye. Barrera talking to the referee and saying, what about him? Pacquiao just hammering it right to left.
Barrera's mouth. Appreciate that. That's not.
I mean, I do feel bad for Barrera, but he's really getting demolished, It's like there's nothing he can do.
All right, sit down.
Drink it, no.
Close your eye. Let me work on it. Close the eye. There's nothing wrong.
Man, why are there always some weird ass fucking alphabet people in the chat, dude? Saying some weird ass shit.
Okay, here. Manny, I want you to sit down with some power shots now. You hear me? Yeah. Okay? Yeah. All right. Manny, you set it up.
Yeah, he couldn't deal with the speed.
All right,
Yeah,
so power
that's
left hand up. Now,
Speed and power,
He and Pacquiao is putting together punches right now. Not necessarily a hard
But he
punch,
throws a
just
lot of combinations,
two
Manny
selective
Pacquiao,
punches
he's fast.
coming from all angles. And that's what you should do when you have a fighter talent like this.
all right, and he is.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
100 punches in the first round, and he's still at that high level. That is another definition of youth.
Well, he landed 33 power punches by Johnny Box count in the 9th round. That's his biggest output of the fight so far. Harold, how do you have it tonight?
I'll get you. 8 rounds to 1, 88-80. Manny Pacquiao. Just too aggressive, landed too many shots, and that's all there is to it. Just one quick point. In round 7, Lawrence Cole asked the referee after the headbutt. He asked the doctor, can Pacquiao Barrera continue? The reason for that is if the doctor said he can continue, he has to continue. And this is like TKO.
More and more it looks as though Barrera is doomed to just play out the string here.
Yeah, he's just trying to go to distance. Seems like the desire to win or to pull a fight out no longer is in his mind anymore.
Certainly doesn't show here in the 10th
No,
round.
he doesn't, but he's retreating. He's doing enough to just get by. It seems like he's just about to push his mouthpiece out at times.
Looks like he wants the dubious honor of finishing the fight. Or
Barrera
maybe
and
wants to
Marquez.
see if Pacquiao can somehow slow down
I like
the
how
last 2
Marquez
rounds.
knocked
Manny
Manny
has
back
never
out, you
fought
know?
past the 10th.
Like he said, he practiced that whole punch, you know, that he did.
But off of this,
He knew
I'm
Manny
not
Pacquiao
sure
was gonna
that
come in and move in
even
like
if
that, you
there
know.
is, that Barrera would want to fight this little tiger again.
Well, what you have is Manny Pacquiao annihilating a guy who was universally ranked coming in as one of the 5 or 6 best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport.
Larry, that's a good question. But I asked Oscar that after the
Yeah,
first
it was
listen, but I was concerned.
Manny Pacquiao could do it, the
You're
moment.
feeling that what is happening was going to happen tonight. And Oscar did say he did have a rematch coming. But I agree with you. I don't know if
Yeah, I started thinking, I'm not sure what would the strategy for the rematch be.
Don't do me any favors like that.
The only possible strategy for the rematch is poison his food.
Yeah. I don't see anything would be any different if they ever fought a rematch.
Think we're going to get to go to the nose, guys?
Well, I tell you what, as big as he is down there and after this performance tonight, whatever he demands, we're going to have to consider something rematch.
Superstar in the making. Manny Pacquiao with a sensational performance so far. Assaulting Marco Antonio Barrera, mugging him,
Damn,
and
bro.
about to
Look
leave
at
him in the gutter
those
with
combos,
a
bro.
lopsided loss.
It does seem that the great Barrera has virtually.
Yeah, it wasn't a lucky
conceded
punch. Yeah,
this
he learned
fight.
his style, you know. He knew he was gonna do that. He even said he practiced that specific punch. He said that Manny Pacquiao lunges forward, you know,
2 rounds to go.
after some of his punches. Working on strike velocity and stamina, yeah.
You hear me?
Shoulder placement.
I want you to pick
Thank
it
you,
up.
Dark Fall.
Okay.
Thanks, bro.
So then you're following him the whole round. You gotta cut
Good
him
night.
off. You know what? Don't follow him this minute. Okay? Now here, he's walking right into the hook, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you put the hook left hand together. Okay? Hook left hand. Now here. Manny. It's too late for the body right now. Let's go to the head. Alright? Manny.
Ready, right
left again.
Pacquiao's trainer believes that Barrera is ready to be taken out. He's urging Pacquiao to go for it. He doesn't want to leave anything to chance here in San Antonio.
And what I like about this fight, Pacquiao is fighting with the same spirit and determination. He's not coasting. He's not lighting it up like a lot of the fighters I've been recently, which has permitted him to be victim of these so-called bad decisions. He's fighting with the same intensity and determination that he fought with at the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, I think if Marco Antonio Barrera is going to make it to the finish line, he's going to have to eat a lot of left hands to do it.
Whenever you fight a good fighter, a great fighter, such as a Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, even a Roy Jones, you have to be prepared for late in the fight that once these guys realize that they're losing, they usually make that desperate move. And you would have to keep fighting them back when they make that move. If you slow down, you'll lose the fight off. That's why those guys win a lot of close, controversial decisions, because they finish up strong.
You have to wonder now whether the rematch third fight with Eric Morales will ever happen for Barrera.
Right now, it's very hard to see Barrera in any major fight right now after the show.
Yeah, Manny, he's taken a tremendous beating. In
Yeah.
fact, my question is, as great as Barrera is, should his corner keep sending him out to take this kind of punishment?
That's a good question. It's not about winning.
I don't know that his pride would permit him not to go to the end.
I can't imagine that it would, but he's going to pay a heavy price in these last 2 rounds unless something changes.
And in addition to the straight left, Pacquiao is now being very effective with that right jab coming right over the shoulder, more like a right cross, really.
Well, and you heard Freddie Roach saying if you can land a right hook and follow it with the left, you're going to knock him out. So Pacquiao is looking for that right hook opportunity. And Barrera's just eating leather.
This is a fight that will shake up the boxing world.
Sure will.
Barrera is one of the highest regarded fighters in the world.
He's an icon.
One of the most entertaining fighters in the world. One of the most complete fighters in the world.
One of the most knocked down fighters in the world right at this moment.
Damn, another knockdown.
You're in the belly. And he's
Second official knockdown of the fight for Pacquiao. He's right on top of Barrera.
Pacquiao was right there as soon as the referee.
He looked like Jack Dempsey against Jess Willard.
Yeah, well, I think Barrera almost went down from exhaustion, yes, in that occasion.
But officials said it's a knockdown.
And he's taking a lot of left hands. I wouldn't send him out for the 12th round, Manny. I don't care how proud he is. There's no way a great fighter should have to go through 3 more minutes of this.
No, because Pacquiao is not backing off. If you're the guy that was
He's getting hurt. Here comes Barrera's corner. Barrera's corner, man, is up on the apron. He's going to step into the ring. That's a good decision. Finally. They could have done that 2 rounds ago.
It's over.
A great finish by Pacquiao.
Looking good. Thank you. The Claras won.
Effort
Appreciate you.
by Barrera in the face of an awesome young fighter.
Awesome.
We are not going to have to go through hearing another decision, which lately has been one of the more exciting parts of the fights we've done.
the drama of the decisions. I had a feeling this was going to happen tonight.
Well, it sets Pacquiao up for some huge fights and some big money in the future. Good. They say, it's reported, that of the $700,000 purse that was directed toward Pacquiao tonight, he himself is only going to get $300 grand on it. So he deserves the chance to make big money in the future.
He's going to make a lot of big money now as a result of this performance tonight. Very impressive.
A superstar emerges in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's what Manny Pacquiao became a superstar.
Or Filipino star Manny
That's
Pacquiao
the fight that made him a superstar.
annihilates, destroys, and embarrasses the great Marco Antonio Barrera.
Yes, he did.
In the last round, Pacquiao landed 33 power shots to only 4 for Barrera, and he'd have landed another 10 or 15 before the end of the round if Barrera's corner hadn't stepped in. Now, here was the first knockdown back in the 3rd round. No, this is the knockdown in this round. Yeah, this is the knockdown where Barrera, as Larry said, went down basically from exhaustion. Here's the stoppage. And the stoppage, once again, prompted not by Lawrence Cole's desire to end the punishment for Barrera, but rather Barrera's corner stepping in from the apron to say, all right, enough.
This is a great, great performance by Pacquiao. You know, I'm very impressed with the fact that he fought with the intensity throughout the entire fight, and at the end, even picked it up.
I think he could have fought 20 rounds tonight.
Okay, the reports that I got that he was in fantastic shape. He was boxing 10 and 12 rounds, totally focused. Very difficult to fight a guy with skills who are that prepared.
June 27, 1988.
My check to knock him out and win in spectacular fashion.
It feels good to have some terror in my life. And something that really frightens me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Smith's 212 1/4 pounds. Heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, 218 1/4 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlantic City's Convention Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, once and for all, let's get ready to rumble for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world.
The fight didn't live up to the event. Now will the event, the richest in sports history, live up to the fight? Hello, I'm Larry Merchant. Ordinarily, I don't go around posing riddles. But the Tyson Spinks showdown, or blowdown, invites one. Obviously, a first-round knockout is something of a letdown. Yet, when it's accomplished with such brute skill by a great fighter, there's a pretty good chance it will become one of those highlights that define a champion, that will outlive the event. We're going to show you the fight, of course, as well as the tumult and the shouting around it. And we'll replay that devastating minute and a half in slow motion, with trainer Kevin Rooney analyzing Mike Tyson's brute skill. Mike Tyson committed himself to appearing with us, but as he has with so many others recently, in and out of the media, it was a no-show. We talked to Rooney about the soap opera controversy that led to Tyson's unconvincing retirement. We talked to boxing experts about the bizarre events around the event and Tyson's place in boxing history already. And manager Bill Caton will give us his side of the infighting with Don King and Mike Tyson. We'll also show you some other one-round knockouts, famous and infamous, that are part of boxing history. Now, Atlantic City. In the movie Atlantic City, an old man who doesn't understand the brave new world of legal gambling points to the ocean and says, "It used to be a great ocean." For one night at least, on June 27th, it was great again.
To face an opponent who has a shorter reach than he does. Now Michael Butler goes back to work, making introductions in the ring.
See our
What's that, Larry?
numbers. Spinks throws many more punches. Michael Tyson lands a very high percentage of hard punches. That will be reflected in the numbers of jabs they throw. Tyson throws an average of about a dozen jabs around. Spinks twice that many.
The fight will be fought under New Jersey rules, 10-point must system, 3 judges scoring, no standing 8 count. A fighter here cannot be saved by the bell in any round, even in the 12th and last round. You go down, you got to get up. 3 knockdown rule, not in effect for this championship fight, and the doctor is empowered to stop it if he sees fit to do so.
And there
goes Larry Hazard as he makes his way towards Spinks' dressing room. Now this is a competent administrator who has a long relationship with Butch Lewis. We'll see what he can get done. And in case, incidentally, we needed any more pre-fight controversy to deal with, I've just received information from the far side of the ring that Mrs. Tyson, Robin Gibbons Tyson, has apparently filed a lawsuit against Bill Caton and the management organization which has been managing Mike Tyson. No details yet, but it is our understanding now that a lawsuit has been filed today on behalf of Mrs. Tyson and those forces who want to separate Mike Tyson from that man. For $13.5 million guaranteed, Michael Spinks begins about a 200-foot walk to a 20 by 20-foot ring.
What are you watching? Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks? A lot of people say this is Mike Tyson's best fight during his prime, you know? His best prime fight, you know? 1988, June 27, 1988. That's when this fight took place. Back looking solid, thanks, man. Michael Spinks was also a good fighter. He was a good fighter. He was 31. He was a lot older than Mike Tyson, but I mean, he was considered to be almost like in his prime. A lot of Mike Tyson's early fights they're really short.
The record for Michael Spinks. He hasn't lost a fight in 12 years.
31-0.
Michael Spinks is a winner. He finds a way to win. Will he find the way tonight?
Often under unusual or trying circumstances. This crowd, Larry, has flattened out. It's going to take some action to get them back to the fever pitch, which we felt about 15 minutes ago. Structure of the place is such that the crowd takes a while to become aware of the fighter exiting the dressing room and coming in. And there you see a shot from behind the young champion as he and his entourage make their way. A much smaller group than the one which brought Spinks into the arena. And of course, as always, no shirt, no robe, no accoutrement. Like Michael Spinks, Mike Tyson is unbeaten as a professional fighter. The period of inactivity, 97 days, relatively brief for a heavyweight or for any pro.
Record of 34-0, and that doesn't count his recent bouts with his wife and his manager.
And now let's go once again to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Atlantic City's Convention Hall, courtesy of Mr. Donald Trump's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino on the Boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, Don King Productions presents World Championship Boxing. This bout is presented with the approval of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard, Chairman Jerry Gormley, Deputy Commissioners Ricky Balistreri and Lawrence Wallace. It is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation. At ringside, President Robert W. Lee. The ringside supervisor, Bill Brennan. The World Boxing Council is represented by President Jose Suleiman and representative of that organization, Dr. Elias Ghanem. The World Boxing Association, its president, Gilberto Mendoza, at ringside, along with James J. James Esquire, legal counsel, and Championship Committee Chairman, Dr. Elias M. Cordova. The three judges for this contest, John Stewart, Eva's Chain, and Rocky Castellani. Chief ringside physician, Dr. Frank B. Doggett. Also at ringside, Dr. Stanley Adam and Dr. Charles Wilson. The timekeeper, Roosevelt Gilbert. And coming for the knockdown seconds, Joe Cortez. And the referee is Frank Cappuccino. In 1960, an Olympic gold medal winner. In 1964, the heavyweight championship. 10 years later, again, the world heavyweight champion. And in 1979, he won it an unprecedented third time. Perhaps he is the greatest of all time, ladies and gentlemen, the former three-time heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once and for all, let's get ready to rumble 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with black trim, and weighing in at 212 1/4 pounds. He's originally from St. Louis, Missouri, now lives in Wilmington, Delaware. This Olympic gold medal champion has a professional record of 31 victories without a loss, 21 by knockout. He is the former undisputed and undefeated light heavyweight champion of the world and the only king of that division ever to win the heavyweight title in the history of boxing. Because he never lost that title in the ring, he is still recognized by many, including Boxing Illustrated and Ring Magazine, as the heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated man who brings the dream, Michael Speed. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing the solid black trunks and weighing 218 1/4 pounds, originally from the streets of Brooklyn. He passed through the hometown
everyone
of
is
the late
sleeping.
great trainer of champions,
Jokes aside.
Toscano, Catskill, New York, and he now lives in North New Jersey. His professional record, 34 consecutive victories with 30 knockouts, including 26 KOs in 5 rounds or less, and 15 in the first round alone. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undisputed, the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Tyson.
Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions by either of you? All right, both of you touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Could it be that this eerie atmosphere is what Butch Lewis wanted?
Trump Plaza, man.
I don't think anybody is smart enough to figure out how everybody would react to that. I do think that this fight will be decided by two things. How Michael Spinks can deal with the extreme pressure that Tyson puts on a fighter. That can totally discombobulate a man who's used to setting his own tempo. And secondly, what happens when Tyson hits him? Because he figures to get hit in this fight somewhere harder than he's ever been hit before.
I see that Michael Spinks is a little tight. His legs are not as loose as they normally have been in the past. And watch Tyson jump right into his chest. Michael Spinks, give him a little movement. Keep those hands high. Further stepping in.
Pacquiao already warning Mike about the elbows. Various opponents have complained that Tyson rocks them with elbows along the ropes in close.
You see the tactics used by Michael Spinks now. He's throwing his jab, but he has to keep those hands extremely high. Watch for the uppercuts too.
Tyson landed a left hand in close quarters, and now Pacquiao goes to work again. Tyson not afraid, as we expected, and Spinks ready to mix it up with him. Tyson along the ropes doing damage.
Michael Spinks has to keep moving because every shot.
Uppercut landed inside, and Spinks went down. It was the left uppercut.
I was surprised there was a body shot that put it to the canvas.
And that is the first time Michael Spinks has ever been down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
6, 7, 8. He's not going to make it. It's all over.
There, it's over. That was quick.
What happened in that round was that Mike Spinks got hit, and his natural instinct as a champion and as a winner was to try to fight back instead of covering up. And because he wanted to fight back, he got knocked out.
There's a great deal of pandemonium in the ring now.
It's lasted a minute and a half. There's a near riot taking place on the apron in front of us. Only now is it beginning to calm down.
The first time Michael Spinks has ever been knocked down throughout his career. We see Mike Tyson congratulate Michael Spinks and Tyson trying to show some concern.
Please clear the ring. Clear the ring. Security, please clear the ring.
The pre-fight delay outlasted the fight by about 15 minutes.
I didn't expect
You
Michael
jab with your
Spinks
left,
to
yeah,
go down from a body shot, but apparently the extra weight was a factor. I'll be interested to hear what Michael Spinks has to say. Michael Spinks started out pretty slow, and here we see Tyson, as usual, going to the body. A great uppercut that sent Michael Spinks to the canvas.
That was the second knockdown and the finishing blow. Watch again. This is after Spinks got up after one knockout, tried to fight back, and had nothing.
It doesn't hurt to get hit up top of
it.
Like, I don't know.
The short right to the jaw.
Like, it doesn't hurt as much over here than right
Here we
here.
have another angle. And that beautiful right uppercut caught him.
So I like to keep my hand
right
right
here. It seemed to caught him on the top of the forehead.
So I guess if they're punching, I'll bring it up.
And when his head went back
Normally
and
it's
hit
like
the
right here.
canvas, it was all over.
Few fighters have ever thrown the uppercut with greater effect than this champion.
Another thing, Jim, is when a guy gets knocked out for the first time, you never know how to react to that.
What you have just seen was the fourth shortest heavyweight championship bout in history. Only
What's another good
Jeffries
Mike
over
Tyson
Finnegan,
fight?
Michael Oakes over Mike Weaver, Burns over Roche back in 1908 were shorter
Some of
than
his
the
longest
1
fights
minute,
are the ones where he
31
loses,
second
you know,
destruction
so,
you just saw by Mike Tyson of Michael Spinks. In Mike Tyson's 35 bouts, he has now scored 16 first-round knockouts. And let's go now to Larry Merchant.
Mike, congratulations. Did you have any premonition that it would end
This fact.
My trainer told me before I left, I bet both of our person that you knocked him out in the first round. So I thought he was serious, so just now he said he was lying. And so I went out and knocked him out in the first round.
It seems. What did you hurt him with? How did it start?
The first one was, I think,
Mouth
it
is the word.
was a right hand on top of the head, but he took it well. And then I hit
Work on stamina, yeah. Alright, see you later, man.
Like he told me to throw. Then I threw a right hand.
When you hook, twist your hips, yeah.
And then from that punch, I think what was the right hand over the head.
Oh, I don't speak
It
French.
seemed to me that when he was hurt, his instinct as a champion, instead of covering up and running, was to fight back, and that's why you finished him.
From what I know of human nature, there's only two things that he was capable of doing. Either running and stinking it out, or come out and fighting. I knew either he'd be scared and come out fighting. And that's where I thought maybe he was a little jittery, so he came out fighting, giving it his best, hoping for a knockout or a cut or something, because he was fighting very furiously, as you noticed.
I think he had a chance to do anything else. After the first knockdown, he got right on him and worked the body to come after the head again. That's what knocked him out.
All right, what happened? What was all the delay about before? Do you think Michael just didn't want this to get here this quick?
I think he was trying to scrutinize with my brain and make me wait it out. But, you know, I was getting upset. I wanted to go. I'm the kind of guy who want to fight. Let's get in there and fight. I don't care who comes in first. We come in both at the same time. That's what we planned. We said, we come on together. And so my main objective was to go out there. Like I said, my trainer told me the whole purse is better on one round. Now I come back to collect my money, and he said he was joking. He didn't make the bet.
It's still a good payday.
There was so much buildup that we can only wish that there was something more interesting or important to say from here at ringside in Atlantic City. The fact of the matter is, there is Mike Tyson took care of that.
Roger Mayweather. What's the second one against?
Act 1. Julio Cesar Chavez steps up in weight to make his super lightweight debut. It was 1984 when the then 22-year-old Chavez captured the super featherweight crown in spectacular fashion. 3 years later, he destroyed Edwin Rosario to become the world lightweight champion. Some consider Chavez the most effective fighter in the world, regardless of weight class. Tonight, he pursues his third world title. Act 2. WBC super lightweight champion Roger Mayweather is introduced as the so-called Mexican assassin. In Los Angeles alone, Mayweather has defeated his last 6 Mexican opponents. Tonight, he vows to make Chavez number 7. In the final act, their paths cross again. When first they met in 1985 as super featherweights, Chavez needed only 2 rounds to dispose of Mayweather. Tonight, both seek revenge. Mayweather for himself, Chavez for his Mexican countrymen. Stay tuned as the curtain rises on the of his overall record, which you might see as the most remarkable current record in the sport. Julio Cesar Chavez has had, by our official count, 60 fights. He has won 60 fights.
You figure somewhere along the way a fighter is going to run into a punch, but Chavez has never run into one he couldn't handle.
So Julio Cesar Chavez prepares to match up 4 years and 10 pounds later against a man he's already beaten once. And we go now to Larry Merchant's head-to-head tip of the night.
So here's a preview of what we might see tonight. Roger Mayweather has to keep pumping that left hand, but he must not drop it because, as you saw there, Chavez will go right over the top. He must also throw more than those 1-2 combinations. He likes to throw the left followed by the right. He very seldom comes back with more. And finally, he must concede occasionally that you have to tie Chavez up rather than always punch at him when he comes at him. Chavez must get inside, and he must move his head to keep avoiding the counter punches of Mayweather. He especially has to be aware of Mayweather's very good right hand. He was hurt by that right hand in the first fight. And finally, he must assume that this will be a different Mayweather that he won't fall over as easily as he did in their first fight.
And the boos you hear in the arena greet the entrance of the man whom Mexicans see as the Mexican assassin, a man who's built much of his career by knocking off Mexican fighters, Roger Mayweather.
And wearing that Mexican costume is sort of a good-natured taunting, or some people may take it as a fella sticking his head into his opponent's face.
Well, it's a bit of a perverse relationship. They boo him, they root against him, but they don't dislike him. They know he's done a lot for the identity of Mexican fighters and for the boxing business in this town.
They respect him.
The record, 34-5, 23 KOs, mostly with solid shots off that great right hand. And there goes the sombrero into the crowd. And as Mayweather dances, we look at the tail of the tape. And you can see that Mayweather, regarded as the more comfortable at this weight, came in 1 1/4 pounds under the limit. It is Chavez, perhaps a bit surprisingly, who tipped the scales at an even 140 pounds. The reach advantage, to the degree that that figures at all, belongs to the classic boxer, Roger Mayweather.
And I suppose what some people wonder is whether at that weight Chavez will still have the quickness for which he is noted. And here is our punch stat, which is a statistical profile of how active fighters are. There you see Mayweather in his fight against Vinny Pazienza, throwing 40 punches around and landing about half of them. Chavez throws more punches and lands a still higher percentage. And in the jabs, you see where the styles differ. Mayweather throws a lot of jabs. Chavez just uses the jab as a way to get inside to throw heavier stuff.
WBC rules are blended with California rules to govern this bout. 3 judges scoring the fight on the 10-point must system. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. And you can be saved by the bell in the last round only. And right now, let's go up to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. for pre-fight introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. Y a todos nuestros amigos latinos, bienvenidos aficionados al box. A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Great Western Forum in Inglewood, California, as Don King Productions presents the main event of the evening, the Fury at the Forum, the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. This bout is supervised and directed by the World Boxing Council in conjunction with the California State Athletic Commission. Representing the WBC, President Jose Suleiman. Supervisor Haig Collegian. Representing the California State Athletic Commission, we have the Chairman Raul Silva, the Vice Chairman Jerry Nathanson, and the Executive Officer Ken Gray. Now presenting the officials as they are appointed. Judging at ringside from Los Angeles, California, Chuck Hassett. From Switzerland, Franz Marti. And from Hawaii, Tamotsu Tomihara. Introducing the timekeeper at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, we have Aaron Kozlow. And the ringside physicians, the legendary fight doctor from Los Angeles, Dr. Bernhard Schwartz, and from Beverly Hills, California, Dr. Robert Carnes. Presenting the referee in charge of this bout, Hank Ellisprue.
1 up, 2 down.
All right, fans, here we go. The bout you've all been waiting for, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white trunks with red and green trim, hailing from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. Weighing in tonight, an even 140 pounds, his outstanding record, 60 wins, no defeats, 50 big wins by way of knockout. He's currently the WBC and WBA lightweight champion of the world, presentando el gran campeón mexicano, Julio César Chávez. And his opponent across the ring, introducing the defending champion fighting out of the red corner. Entering the ring tonight, wearing black trunks and gold trim. Hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada, he weighs in tonight a trim and ready 138 3/4 pounds. His fine record, 34 wins, 5 losses, 23 wins by way of knockout. He's the defending WBC Super Lightweight Champion, known as the Mexican Assassin, Roger Black Mamba Mayweather.
Ready to go? We ready?
I know one thing for sure, Jim. We won't get a Mexican hat dance here tonight. It will be more like what Sylvester Stallone, who I understand is here, once called an Apache war dance.
And as we wait for referee's instructions, Jimmy Lennon Jr.'s dad, Jimmy Lennon, is one of the great ring announcers of all time. He's watching tonight, and I'm sure he's very proud of his son.
And if you close your eyes, you couldn't tell the difference between them.
This is a neutral corner. Case of a knockdown, the man go there and stay there until I tell you to come out. Okay? Good luck.
Referee Hank Ellis-Burrow with the final instructions. The crowd jacks itself up another level in support of Julio Cesar Chavez, and Roger Mayweather is used to this. He has fought in these circumstances before similar crowds many times.
Rematches have a noble tradition in boxing and sometimes an ignoble tradition. Let's see what we get here.
In their first bout, Chavez was able to get inside Mayweather's jab easily. Mayweather has vowed that it won't be so simple this time around. Already you see the Black Mamba working behind the jab. Chavez misses with a wide left.
Mayweather is a textbook fighter. Straight left, straight right.
He'll try to keep Chavez away with that jab. If he wants to land it, he has to step up a little closer. Good right hand by Mayweather, but Julio Cesar Chavez has one of the best chins in boxing. He is willing to take punishment to dish out more of it. And just as an early estimation, Larry, Chavez does not look super quick at this weight.
I think it's a little early to tell because Mayweather is moving more than we've seen him before. He absolutely cannot move at this pace for 12 rounds. And let's remember that Mayweather probably won the first round in their first fight. The boxer usually has an advantage over the slugger or brawler early in a fight. All other things being equal, which they never are.
Kind of an interesting contrast early. Mayweather has thrown by far more punches, but it is Chavez who is the psychological aggressor, chasing Mayweather around the ring.
Showing more respect for Chavez's punching ability than he did in the first fight. With good reason.
Julio Cesar Chavez has not landed an effective blow in round one. Roger Mayweather has scored some with the jab. But it is Chavez who has been the aggressor, and he shortens the distance between himself and the Black Mamba with each passing sequence. Didn't hear the bell.
Tito Alba, who has been our Spanish interpreter for many fights over the years, recently was killed tragically in an automobile crash. Our condolences to his family. Tonight, Ruben Castillo, who himself once fought Chavez, will be our interpreter.
Keep the punches up. Throw. Everything's good.
A lot of money at stake here, Jim. Not only the $750,000 plus that each one will get tonight, but the winner has some big, big money fights ahead of him.
And not to mention the amount of money that manager Billy Baxter has put on his fighter Roger Mayweather with the Vegas books.
Well, Billy Baxter is a known gambler, and he reported to us today that he won $137,000 in 2 poker tournaments early this week in Las Vegas, and then he put $25,000 of it on 6-to-1 odds on his fighter.
It was a very quiet minute between rounds in Chavez's corner, and Chavez has begun to connect now. You mentioned at the end of round 1 he was shortening the distance between himself and Mayweather. That pattern continues now. As you watch Chavez, if you haven't seen him before, note his remarkable ability for ducking and slipping punches inside and then countering to the body and sometimes to the head. There's a left.
That left landed.
And this is what Chavez did to Mayweather in their first fight. He stood him up and he's got him standing still on the ropes.
Mayweather has weathered that storm. He's just playing possum here. I guess one of the issues in this fight, Jim, is whether Mayweather has added weight to his heart. And he comes in with a good right-hand counter.
Keep in mind that Chavez has never felt the punches of a 140-pound fighter before. Will his chin be as good at this weight as it was at 130 and 135? That's one of the many questions that surrounds this exercise.
Japan number 1.
Mayweather missed twice with the left, and Chavez missed as he stepped inside.
Now Mayweather is standing his ground as he did in the first fight and looking to counterpunch.
Both fighters landed there. Chavez with the left, Mayweather with an uppercut.
One thing we've noticed Mayweather doing, as we suggested in the tips of the night, Jim, is he has tied up Chavez a couple of times on the inside. That was a very good right hand high on Chavez's head.
And a right to the jaw. Chavez keeps coming forward. And second round comes to a close. We go to the corner of Roger Mayweather with trainer Jesse Reed.
You got an exchange with him in there, but you got to stay in the low angle. You know when you're in there doing this, you're a lot quicker. All right? Get that body whipping on both sides. Get that body whipping. When he gets close to you, he's trying to come over the top. That's all you got to remember.
Tighten it up. You know, some of the,
hit him with the
one
right
of the
hand every
balls was
time
really
you roll
loose.
it, okay? You understand me, Raj? Make him pay when he throws them right hands. They don't have to be hard. Just keep touching.
Okay, here is Chavez throwing that long left.
When it's not tight,
that he
stand gets super
slowed
like
Mayweather down, but didn't seriously damage. This is the same punch from another angle. You heard in the corner what they're trying to do. Learning from the first fight, they are trying to counter Chavez's counter. Chavez throwing over the left jab with his right, and now they're trying to counter over that right hand.
And of course, Mayweather has already lasted longer with Julio Cesar Chavez this time around than was the case 4 years ago.
I'm going to call you for hold. Put your hold.
it by Chavez. Those look good, but Chavez is ducking the blunt impact of a lot of those punches inside. He's starting to get into Mayweather's chest a little bit. Like that. Chavez blocking and slipping again. And while Mayweather has been chopping away with the left, with the jab, and has scored with an uppercut or two, he has not yet had a chance to throw a right cross on balance. That's his best punch. Right hand landed flush on the jaw. Chavez had trouble knocking out good fighters at 135 pounds. So there's little reason to suspect that he'll be a knockout artist at 140. Low blow. And Julio grimaced at that one.
Chavez is a textbook fighter, but that was not in the textbook.
Both fighters landing in this exchange. And again, Mayweather doing almost all of his damage with the left hand, not the right.
Just as Mayweather is trying to counter Chavez's right, Chavez is throwing more lefts. No dummy he.
And the sheer aggression of Julio Cesar Chavez begins to take its toll, and now Mayweather rallies again with the left hand over Chavez's right.
I'm kind of tired now.
Round 3 counting down.
You can win the exchanges, Roger. When you don't wait to see what he's going to throw. Feed him to the exchange. Okay? Leading to the exchange. Inside. Now you can beat this guy the way.
All right, Harold Letterman, how do you see the fight?
Well, Larry, I've got it 3 rounds to Mayweather, 30-27. I think he's fighting a very, very pretty fight. He's using a left jab constantly. He's keeping that left jab in Chavez's face and using nice ring generalship, moving side to side.
All right, Harold, you and I disagree on this one. I've given Chavez the last 2 rounds.
Sleepy.
And gentlemen, I'm sure you both heard referee Hank Elaspiro calling for the deduction of 1 point from Roger Mayweather for the low blow. So deduct a point on your scorecard from Mayweather in round 3.
You know, sometimes I wonder why there's so many weird people in the chat, like writing weird things, you know? Like they must like it, you know, secretly. That's what they like.
Mayweather is not only fighting a better fight than he did the first time.
But I think they should take it somewhere else. I mean, YouTube is YouTube. That's not what YouTube's
And much
for.
of that has to be attributed,
For example, like that Korean dude,
to the fact
you know,
that he is
writing
more
those weird
comfortable at
comments.
this weight. Before their first fight, he says, he had to take off 13 pounds in the last few weeks of the fight. In the last 2 weeks before the fight.
Yeah, it's just weird.
This looks to have the makings of a long evening. He's going to need that conditioning. And there's the right cross.
Imagine going to another man's live stream and focusing on his body, like that's just
But
weird.
Chavez does not back up.
Like you must clearly not be a man if you're doing that.
Right hand from Chavez. Mayweather clowning just a little bit.
Like what kind of man does that? That's just weird, man. Some weird ass people.
We're midway through the fourth round.
Put your holding.
So a few push-ups, a little bit of weight training, some abs, and then I'm gonna go cook my breakfast, man. It's about to be 4 a.m.
The left hand missed. Mayweather working behind the jab still, and Chavez just stalking relentlessly. Trying to leap in with lefts and rights like that. Going to the body.
I'm hungry, man. My workouts make me hungry. But I gotta eat healthy food. They're bored as well. Yeah, they're bored. Yo, Jules, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, they're bored. I know they just do it for fun, but I don't know.
The ability to take a punch
They do it too much.
largely is mental. So it is obvious here again that Mayweather is in much better condition physically as well as mentally for this fight.
Delaspuru again warned Mayweather, this time for holding behind the head. Low blow again, Delaspuru said. Mayweather flirting with another point deduction. Both fighters landing good punches. Mayweather landed a right hand. And they're yelling at each other. Mayweather just missed with what would have been a sensational right cross.
I've been watching boxing fights on my YouTube channel, you know, lately.
And a rousing round four
And
comes to a close.
it's funny, I'm getting a lot of views, you know, just from watching the boxing fights. And I think it's also because I got this speaker. It's like a nice speaker. It's like good quality, you know, the audio. So I got this one. It's a pretty good speaker. I got it for $250. Normally it goes for $400, you know. So it almost makes it feel like you're inside the room, you know, like inside the stadium watching the fight.
So you don't get tired.
Get that work, hell yeah, bro. Let's get it.
Put your holding, all right? Watch the low blow. All right, Roger. When you make your pivots. Here, I'll get it. When you
And I can make it even sound better, like I can put the bass up, you know. It's just that the bass is too loud right now because it's late.
The last voice you heard was the trainer
I can make it a lot louder too.
who once left Mayweather because he felt
My other speaker, it sounded like,
too much and not training.
I don't know, the audio sounded kind of weird because it sounded like it was in a small little box. It was like a cheap speaker. It was only like $100.
Now you're watching another one of
It's
Chavez's extraordinary skills.
the bits
See how
still,
he
you know,
will lead
beats
up on
like,
Mayweather, body him off inside, and do
Yeah, it
so
was
in such
only
a
like
way with the
$100.
shoulders and the arms as to create a punching angle. He's done it twice
Joking.
in this round.
All right, break it, break.
And when you heard Julio Cesar Chavez's manager trainer Cristobal Rosas telling him,
That's
"You're
Roger
ahead on all three
Mayweather.
cards.
That's
If you're new to
Floyd
boxing,
Mayweather's
it's
uncle.
important to recognize
He
you
helped
can't
train
know that for
Mayweather,
sure.
you know.
The cards are concealed until the end of the fight."
That's pretty badass, right? To have an uncle who
Chavez stepping
was
in
a pro
now
boxer.
and
Very
landing with
helpful.
much more consistency than was the case in the earlier round.
All right, break it, break.
Short, direct punches. Mayweather going back to work behind the jab. Chavez blocking most of this.
Break.
You know, a lot of fighters made that mistake of fighting Julio Cesar Chavez on the inside.
On bigger things, big money.
They should have fought him on the
Bigger
outside.
weight class than this, perhaps down the road, the welterweight division. He would like to score an eye-catching knockout here.
He was way too good for an inside fight.
But he'll sacrifice
And he was good at
nothing,
taking
I
a
think,
punch,
in his
man.
effort
You
to
could hit
win
him
the
hard and it wouldn't really do anything to
He's in with
Julio
the
Cesar
best
Chavez.
possible Roger Mayweather, and that means he may not.
When
get
am I
the
sleeping,
knockout.
bro? Racing Wolf?
He may not even.
I'm gonna sleep like around maybe 5 or 6
That's what he
a.m.
has to think about.
Well, this is a close fight.
They usually argue like a kid too. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's how it is, true.
But in this round particularly, Mayweather seems to be receding into a little bit more of a shell.
I mean, I try not to pay attention to the troll comments, you know. But if I have a nice little comeback, I'll use it. I'll use my nice little comeback. It's overheat, by the way. I decided to listen to a Barrera account for no reason. Oh, the Racing Wolf. Oh, okay.
Whether he'll be able to sustain
Racing. Before your Cottontail, then Overheat Freak, Racing Wolf. All right. I'll try to keep track, bro.
What makes it look good bad for the judges is like you'll all right. What makes it bad? Listen to me now. I'm trying to give you some good advice, and I'm on your side. This is the man we want to win. Now look at me. As you're breathing. When you're in the clinches
I don't get why Roger Mayweather would fight him.
Even if he's missing you, he's trying to come over the top. You've got to start throwing your punches in there. It looks like you did at the end there. Don't have to be hard. All right. You've got to start moving them hands inside.
Combinations. Work inside. Okay, drink it. Your hands are too low. Keep your hands up.
And if you know boxing, you know that Ruben Castillo has thrown some pretty good combinations himself.
Alright, that's my third set of push-ups.
Some of them against Julio Cesar Chavez. Like all of Chavez's opponents, he left the ring a loser.
Handle your throws really well. How about you see focus on you? Yeah, I mean, they mostly just watch the troll, you know. They think it's funny. Lately, that I've been getting a lot more viewers, like, yeah, I've been getting a lot of trolls, you know. And it's mostly just random comments. Like random jokes, you know. But half the time I don't even see the comments because I'm just like in the bag or I'm watching the fight, you know. But thanks, yeah, I try to handle it well, you know. I notice a lot of YouTubers who respond to it, you know, when they get kind of upset, they end up getting penalized by YouTube. They get either like age restricted or they get shadow banned and stuff, you know.
Leads you to believe maybe he felt it a bit.
Exactly.
Well, he admitted to us yesterday that Mayweather hurt
him to work out your legs, yeah.
Seriously with the right in the early part of round 2.
Hi, Lucy Cat.
Didn't stop him from knocking Mayweather
Get your hips and get your hips strengthened. Not worth it. Yeah, definitely not worth it. Yeah. Man, I want to eat a chicken sandwich. That's what I'm craving right now. Chicken sandwich with a Diet Coke. Or maybe a Coke Zero, you know? That'd be good. I'll make one right now on my air fryer. Well, actually, not the air fryer because I gotta thaw the chicken, you know? It's frozen.
Chavez not as busy in this round as in the last. Some of that directly related to the fact that Mayweather has been more sprightly. Now Chavez lands a left and a right. And tries to back Mayweather up again against the ropes. But Julio looks a little tired to me at this moment.
This has been a very fast pace. And Chavez is the type of fighter who expends a lot of energy because he's always moving forward and making...
And he's carrying 5 pounds more than he's ever carried in his boxing life. Doesn't sound like a lot, can make a big difference. Crowd picks up again as Chavez continues to step inside. Very close to hitting on the break, but he got away with it.
No sugar, bro? Yeah, I've been drinking diet soda.
Not as stinging as the one earlier in the round.
Chicken sandwich, yeah.
Very active,
it is good.
Exciting round of boxing.
Championship stuff.
All power comes from the hips, yeah. Keep your elbows close to your sides when doing push-ups. Doing good, man. Thank you.
Let's see
If I keep doing
Chavez
push-ups
work
every
early
day,
in the round,
they'll get easier.
in
Before
which
I get
he
really good
maintained the
push-ups,
pace.
it'll hurt my elbow, like this elbow.
But later in the
Like I
round,
was too heavy, you know.
Mayweather came back and landed a couple of good right hands.
Helps with the workout.
And then we saw that exchange, that brisk, effective
keeping your
exchange
elbows
from
tight.
both fighters at the end of the round. Harold, quickly your score.
Larry, I have it 58-55, 4-1-1 Roger Mayweather. I think he's doing a paintbrush job on Julio Cesar Chavez with that left jab. And every time Chavez gets inside, Mayweather seems to tie him up effectively or catch him with a nice uppercut.
I have the fight 3 rounds apiece, but remember that 1 point was taken away from Mayweather.
And our punch stat operators, Logan Hobson and Bob Canovio, pass along to me that in terms of number of punches landed, the bout is just about dead even. They have
You know what I
landed
like to have? I like to have one of those
equal
rowing
number of
machines.
punches in the fight.
Those are great for
By
cardio.
that count. Unofficial.
Remember
Yeah, look at my
earlier,
chest.
Jim, I said that the boxer
Holy shit.
usually has the advantage in the first half of the fight.
Yeah,
Let's
those are
see
good.
now if Chavez
rowing
does wear down.
And they also work your
Mayweather.
legs, you know, because you're pushing with your legs.
Chavez has to some degree blunted the left
I've noticed
jab
people
as
who
a
do
weapon.
those,
He
who
has
use
for the
those
most
machines a
part
lot, they
stayed
tend to
away
have
from the
like
right.
big traps, you know, but
And
their
he has
traps get
scored
big.
increasingly
They're like
inside.
constantly, you know, doing that movement with their pulling.
I mentioned that I thought Chavez looked a little tired at the end of the last round. His cornermen were said to say the same thing to him between rounds, warning him against dropping his hands. He did get hit twice with the right in the last round. Chavez now, vintage Julio Cesar Chavez, making Mayweather miss inside and countering.
But Mayweather is countering effectively.
They are trading in there. This is man-sized stuff.
Break it, break it.
Again, if you're new to boxing, this is what is called infighting. Chavez is regarded as one of the very best in the sport at it. Mayweather is holding his own. But he lost his balance there. And I think it may be Roger who's run into a tired spot here. This kind of fighting takes a lot out of you.
The rest of this fight will be determined on guts, ambition, and will. And conditioning.
And the track record shows you that Roger Mayweather is a very good professional fighter. Julio Cesar Chavez has never lost. Jesse Reed carries Chavez halfway across the ring, and the crowd begins to erupt.
You gotta throw more punches. More punches. Right? When you're inside, punch him more.
Now this is going to be a break for Mayweather if it takes a while to clean up the ring.
Deep breath, deep breath.
I think that this
outburst
represents a certain nervousness on the part of Chavez's fans. He's getting a much tougher fight than they expected.
We're in the 8th round. 8th round. You're out of the corner. Just moving up.
There is a left hook and a right cross early in that round. What do these two men have inside them?
There's a lot of debris in the ring. There is ice, there are cups.
There are hazards. We might see some slipping now.
Break it. Break it.
And you're looking at Chavez going to work.
How many donut presses? I ain't had donuts in a long time, man. You know, I've never been such a huge fan of donuts. I'd rather have cake, you know. Yeah, I'd rather have some cake than a donut. Shows. Where you're from, too? Not the numbers from? Yeah. Alright, let's make a chicken sandwich. We're a map, boss. Unless you have a sense of humor, thanks, bro. And I mean, I was also being honest. Like, if I'm gonna have something real sweet, instead of a donut, I'll have cake, you know, like some chocolate cake. But not right now. You know, I'm trying to cut down on weight. Put some dimples in that, right? Dimples. Alright, let's do some cooking. Let's do some cooking. We're gonna cook some chicken. Sell the gym equipment of weight room to gaming room. Why would I do that? No one even watches my gaming. Plus, I like working out. Like, and I mean, I want to become a pro boxer and stuff. You're a great boxer. Thanks, bro. But I got a lot more work to do. Then we gotta wash the chicken. Gotta wash the chicken. I mostly just gotta wash it because it's like it's frozen, you know. So put some hot water on it to remove the extra ice that it has, you know, on the top. You know. Has like a layer of ice. I could technically make myself a fucking burger though instead, but I don't know if I should. I've been having a lot of chicken lately. Fuck, I don't know what to do. I kind of feel like having a burger. Man, it's hard to lose weight. Make me 2 tacos. Cure on my way to work. I am drinking my hot coffee. Hell yeah. Reading newspaper on a phone call and watching you on my laptop. Damn, bro. You're very busy. That's multitasking to the max. Grab my neck and cracking on your head. Why would I do that? What's up, bro? Make me 2 tacos. Shit. Yeah, I think I'll make myself a hamburger. I don't know, bro. It's tough, man. It's tough trying to lose weight. I wonder if it's possible to recomposition my body, you know? Where like I don't really lose weight, but I turn the fat into muscle, you know? I wonder if it's possible to do that. Like I want it to be lighter, but if I can, you know, if I can't do that, at least I would like to recomp my body. Like some of those bodybuilders are huge and they get to eat a lot. And they're still like in, you know, they still look good. Do we have tomatoes? No tomatoes. Oh yeah, then we got some tomatoes. Tomatoes and like onion. Yeah, you know, tomatoes are pretty much the only vegetable that I like. Tomatoes are good. Pretty much the only vegetable I like. Some cooking. Are you some more? No. I am not. So this is the bread I got. You guys like this bread? Bimbo? Then I'm gonna have this tomato. A whole tomato. And I guess you guys can see the whole thing from there. Your uso, what's an uso? No idea what's an uso. Like a bear? I like this butter. Can you guys see it? Oh, this one. Kerrygold. It's pretty good. That's a nice flavor to it. Turn this on. Brewing what? What country are you in? What time is there also? Oh, it's 4:12 a.m. And I'm in California, US of A. Butter. You know, my boss at work, he was really into the carnivore diet, and he was telling me that if you're hungry, he was like, one of my secret weight loss tips that I have, if you're hungry, just grab a big stick of butter and just take a bite out of it. And I was like, man, that's way too much fat. Like, there's no way that works, you know? There's no way you can actually do that. It's just too much. Hell yeah. Start of the morning with the train. Training, working out. Do you guys know tomatoes are actually a fruit? That's crazy, huh? Tomatoes are fruit. Damn. Tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. Are we just gonna eat one burger? I'll make a hamburger. Yo, the athlete, what's up, bro? What up? Yeah, I'll make a cheeseburger. We gotta open up the door, man. It's got a little bit of smoke in here. I do got some chips though. I'm gonna have some chips. Damn. And that bread is cooking up nicely. God bless you, man. Hope you have a great day. Jesus loves you. And I'll pray nothing. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate you. Blessings to you too, bro. I was just gonna. I want it to burn. Burn, baby, burn. Oh, shoot. Alright, we're done with that. Gotta get the meat. What are you up early or stayed up at night? Yeah, stayed up late. Stayed up late. I'm gonna be a double. Double cheeseburger, man. Yeah, I was hitting the heavy bag for a little bit, you know. Lately, I've been playing a boxing fight, and I played the audio on my speaker, and I hit the bag, you know, like at the same time. And I've been getting a lot more viewers than usual, so it's been kind of interesting, you know. Kind of like the channel got revived a little bit. Man, this thing's stuck together. God bleed, bro. They didn't want to have to use an utensil. There we got it. That's good, yeah. Makes it kind of fun, you know, to work out again, you know, and have more viewers. I'm getting a lot of new people, but like they're not really subscribing. A little bit of garlic powder. I'll just add the seasoned salt, dude. Just add this one. What's on your last live? Just didn't stay long. Oh, it's okay. Good stuff, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Gotta wait for this to cook up. Oh, I gotta get my soda. Well, yeah, I already got my soda. Just gotta get the ice. Vanilla ice, baby. Io the Tiger, hell yeah, Big George. What's my current weight? 310 pounds, around there. I don't know if my weight stays the same, it'll be alright. I don't know. I wonder if I can recomp my body, you know, like recomposition it, you know, where I stay big, but where I turn most of the fat into muscle. I wonder if that's possible. I wonder. Vanilla ice, baby. And then some mustard. We still need to get a body fat scale. I don't know, bro. I don't have a lot of money to buy stuff, you know, to be honest. And I don't know how accurate that would be, and I think it doesn't really matter. Because, I mean, I'm still obviously fat, like, I can see it. I go like this. What do you guys like more, Diet Coke or regular Coke? My favorite is Coke Cherry. When I can find it, you know, that's my favorite. It's how I organize my burger, you know. Got the butter in there, mustard, and the tomatoes, you know. Then I'll put some cheese on each side of the bun. Have the cheese be like a blanket, you know, for the tomatoes, and you know, nice little blanket. Stay warm. And another blanket for the mustard. Perfect. Where's the garlic? Onion powder, that's what I was thinking. Some onion powder. Let's put some onion powder in here. We need to make a couple adjustments. Kind of like frozen. Doesn't want to come out. Just a little bit of garlic powder, you know, to give it that garlic flavor. A little bit of garlic, you know, nothing too serious. Now we're just waiting on the patties. I like to clean as I cook, you know. I don't like cleaning everything out all at once, you know. Yeah. Right, maybe it's time to flip the burgers. I'll just put up the heat a little bit, speed it up. You should be a chef, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be good. It's gonna be good, you know. Then I still got my ketchup. This is my favorite ketchup. Heinz tomato ketchup organic, you know. Like, I don't necessarily care that it's organic. I just like the flavor of the organic one, you know. Has a really nice flavor. Cleans your cookies the best way, yeah.
At VS Lover.1 gifted Silver Star
Yo,
X2 Jewels. Silver Star.
Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, because then you don't have to worry about cleaning everything up. You know, I get lazy, you know, after I eat. I don't want to do all that cleaning. Let's see. Maybe I should add more ice to the soda. I like
at VS Lover.1 gifted WX10 Jewels. W.
Hell yeah. Thank you for the W. I like this ice because they're big, you know. You never run out of ice. I got them on Amazon. I get pretty much everything on Amazon.
At VS Lover.1 gifted 100 X2 Jewels.
100, hell
100.
Thank you for the 100. Very refreshing.
At VS Lover.1 gifted Sparkles X2 Jewels. Sparkles.
Get the sparkles.
At the Athlete 1 gifted 100 x2 joules.
Thank you for the 100.
100.
Thanks, bro. Man, at restaurants, they cook those burgers quick, huh?
At VS Lover.1 gifted 100 x2 joules.
Super hot.
100.
Thank you, VS Lover. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Appreciate you. Damn.
At VS Lover.1 gifted 100 x2 joules. 100.
Thank you for all the gifts. Thanks for the 100s. Hell yeah. What am I eating? I made a hamburger. A cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger. Could have had the cheese. Sometimes when I eat
At VS Lover.1 gifted Silver Star x2 joules.
I wanted to
Silver Star.
now too. Thank you for the Silver Star. I like my patties to be a little bit crispy. Man, I seen this chick on YouTube Live, like she works out, right? Like she's like a fitness.
At VS Lover.1 gifted Sparkles x2 joules.
Thank you for the
Sparkles.
And like, man, I like the way she trains. Like, she's very intense, you know. She's like super studying every exercise. Like, I saw her doing like the rowing machine, you know. She's doing the rowing, and then instead of just taking a break, you know, she gets up and she grabs her weight and she starts doing like this thing, you know, and doing squats. It's crazy.
At VS Lover.1 gifted Sparkles x2 joules.
Let's go.
Sparkles. At VS Lover.1 gifted Silver Star x2 joules. Silver Star.
Thank you for the star. Alright, one patty goes on this side. That's how I organized it, man. I feel like we're missing some cheese in the middle. Should add some cheese in the middle too, you know?
At VS Lover.1 gifted 100 x2 joules. 100.
Thanks, bro. People always ask me how many calories I consume. Like, I don't really count calories all that closely, you know? So that's a hamburger right there. That's pretty much it. Look at that bad boy. I might have to eat the burger with the spoon, man. It's just so big. I have nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm not gonna eat the whole burger on stream, I don't think. It's just too much to eat. And I like to kind of watch a little bit of YouTube. this thing with the spoon, dude. Just so much to eat. Yeah, I mean, you can't really eat this, you know, like holding it, you know, it's just too much. You gotta eat it with the spoon.
At VS Lover.1 gifted Sparkles X2 jewels. Sparkles.
Not bad. Send me one of those new
At
ones.
VS Lover.1 gifted Silver Star X2 jewels. Silver Star.
I think there's like some Japanese little gifts. Those look kind of cool. But thank you for the gifts, dude. Very kind of you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna watch some YouTube. I'm just gonna watch something random on YouTube. Alright, bye bye. Thank you so much for the gifts, BS Lover and Dazzler. Bye bye guys.